Hello, hello, and welcome to the first episode of The Legend of Zelda Song of the Past, a Legend of Zelda tabletop role-playing game set in the world, specifically within the world of Tears of the Kingdom 100 years after the upheaval. If you are not a fan of the Zelda series, do not worry, I am writing this to be as welcome to outsiders as possible, with the lore being explained when relevant as it goes. So just know that this is a fun steampunk fantasy D&D campaign in my own system I've made called Heart of Action. If you want to know the rules to the system, they are in my Discord, found in the description down below. Now, let me introduce our wonderful players. Playing the role of the characters will get more detailed descriptions later, but playing the role of Amber is my wonderful friend Sheebs.
Hello.
Playing the role of Zana is Doodlesar.
Hello.
Playing the role of Diana is Jade.
Hello.
And playing the role...
Dinah?
It's also Dinah.
Oh, my bad, Dinah. I read it wrong.
I was gonna say.
I think that's the first time I heard it said out loud. And playing the role of Leaf is Tristan.
Hi.
And rather than drag my feet at the start like I always do in campaigns, we are going to get right into the start with... As we open up, it is a large gathering at the Castle Town Square. The fountain with the Hyrulean royal crest, the golden triangles with a loft wing silhouetted underneath. A large crowd is gathered around a stage that sits on the bridge to the castle. At the center of the stage is a glass coffin with an elder woman with long platinumy hair. On the stage is a procession of guards, as well as a older woman with long blonde hair that's just begun to gray, and a younger woman with long blonde hair. Additionally, there's an old man in heavy ceremonial robes. And off to the side from all of them, is a young man with silver hair and ceremonial robes, a member of the Goron race, large stone-skinned men with a very rotund build. One of them stood there. A member of the Zora race, tall fish people, with scaled skin. This one in particular being a vibrant green color. There is also a. Do you want to describe your appearance, Amber?
So it's a young woman around 24, 25 with long sort of sandy blonde, I want to say, sandy blonde hair, and these deep, rich, amber-colored eyes. She's dressed decently elegantly. She's dressed nice for the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of standing there with her hands clasped in front of her, kind of just looking around.
I did not loop my music. What the?
Oh no! You've ruined it.
There we go. Sorry. YouTube has been real annoying when you hit the loop feature, and that it just sometimes just doesn't loop.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue with your description.
When bits of light catch her face, there's a smattering of freckles over the bridge of her nose and both cheeks.
And next to her, Doodle, would you like to describe Zana's appearance?
Well, besides wearing very appropriate ceremonial garbs for the occasion.
Which it's worth note that in your case, you'd be wearing ceremonial Gerudo clothing, which, for those who don't know Zelda lore, picture, like, Arabian Peninsula, attire, particularly, like, women's Arabian Peninsula attire. Sorry, go on.
That is very colorful, but It is also not too distracting, besides the fact they are themselves are quite colorful. With their hair being almost two-toned and very unruly, but seems to be kept in nicely with some jewelry. She stands at like 5'4", 5'3" feet tall, with quite the interesting skin, as it is quite pretty much a chitin of sorts. She looks like a bug, a very well-fed bug.
If you by the way, if any of you have picture artwork you want to show, post them in the Discord. Let me know and I will flash them.
Yeah,
Is that-
I'm working on the line art for Amber right now.
Yes. So yes.
Is that
Zana's
that's a Zelda species?
Yep, Zelda. So I know I'd given all of the players a list of the common races, but players who knew deep cut races, I allowed them to pick a deep cut race if they knew. And Doodle has picked a very unconventional race for their character, and I approved of it. So they're insectoid in appearance.
Well, I'll be a son of a gun.
A member of the Gibdo species. Specifically, here's the Kingdom variant of Gibdo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Again, if you have an image, feel
Very
free to
enthusiastic.
post. Jade, would you like to describe your character?
Your thing? So, my character Dinah is a Yeti. She's kind of just a big gal, and a tall, round as well, with thick white fur, kind of almost tusk-like teeth, and horns coming out the side of her head as well. She doesn't usually dress very formally, so she's not wearing it's especially fancy dress or garb, but she is dressed up to fit for the solemnity of the event.
You're like probably roughly the same height and silhouette as the Goron, who the Goron stands around like 7 feet tall, and and I mentioned before, the young man is around 5'4". And the Zora, meanwhile, is also like an 8-foot tall person. Goron's, Zora, and Yeti are all very tall.
What?
Goron,
Sorry,
Zora, and Yeti are all very tall races.
Oh.
All of the, like, none of them cutting lower than 6 foot unless they're children. And then, lastly, fluttering right near Amber, Leaf, would you like to describe your appearance?
I'm Leaf. I am a small 6-inch blue fairy. My skin is a very light a very light blue. I have beautiful wings. And yeah, that's really all there is to me.
So
You're naked and crazy.
I feel like you guys you guys were way better with your descriptions.
I'm assuming you're wearing your fine silken clothing given the event.
Yes.
So,
or as fine silken clothing as a fairy can get.
Literal doll clothes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm watching that FPS on OBS and feeling very nervous, hoping the stream isn't lagging. Because this is the first time I've had the web browser in the background playing music, so I'm really hoping it's not affecting the stream too heavily. So as you're all stood there, and the older gentleman in the heavy ceremonial robe steps forward. We are all gathered here today for the funeral of Queen Zelda. Her reign was perhaps the longest in the history of Hyrule, lasting over 100 years in length. There is much to be said of the queen who brought the kingdom back together. Born 200 years ago before the events of the calamity, it was through her divine protection that the power of Calamity Ganon was held at bay, and your ancestors were able to stay alive. 100 years ago, when the upheaval came, it was her, with the aid of the first sages, that prevented the reign of Demon Lord Ganon from destroying our land and the entire world. It was through her guidance that the kingdom was able to be risen back up from the rubble of the calamity into the advanced civilization that it is now, with our technology being so far beyond those around us that we serve as guides and paragons of the entire world. It was with the guidance of Queen Zelda that Hyrule entered the golden age that it is in now. And with her absence, she leaves in her place her granddaughter, Sonia, to rule. It is a sad day, indeed, but one that we have all had more than enough time to come to terms with the arrival of. I would like to speak on behalf of the other sages who could not be here today, as they are all away fighting the war with the Yiga clan in the underground. We are all deeply wounded by the loss of the queen who helped guide us to our growth in power, the one who helped the tribes of Hyrule grow immensely in power and technology. It is a sad day indeed to have lost her. I will now allow the soon-to-be crowned Queen Sonia to have some words. And the man steps aside, and the older woman with long, silvering, golden hair steps up. What is there to be said with the loss of my grandmother? A woman of such greatness that she outlived not only her own daughter, but her own great-granddaughter as well. A woman who has lived countless generations and guided our people throughout it. Even for a member of the Hyrulean royal family, she was long-lived. Her position as Sage of Time surely aided in that. And it is a position that I am more than able to take over now, in aid in the guiding of the people of Hyrule. I'm also more than ready to take on the position of Queen of Hyrule. Though, I am sad that I have to take the position. I would like to thank everybody who come to this ceremony today. My grandmother will be taken to be entombed with her lover, the first Sage of Light, Link, in his tomb on the Great Plateau. Those of you who are able to make the procession are more than welcome to, and will be thanked again at the ceremony held there. Those who are not, I am simply grateful for the fact that you are here today. And you see she's like clearly struggling to find more words as she's holding back the emotion of who she's lost. This somber day will go down in the history of Hyrule. But do know that despite the loss of the one who brought us into this golden age, The golden age of Hyrule is far from over, and with the aid of not only the sages, but their apprentices who could be here today, as she motions to the 6 people and 1 fairy who are off to the side of the stage, the kingdom will continue on in its golden age. The threat of the Yiga from the underground will be contained. Hyrule has nothing to fear in this time. Plenty of food has been prepared and laid out within many stalls across the central plaza of Hyrule City. All of you are welcome to have pieces of the feast and leave any offerings you have to my grandmother. In a few hours, we will begin the procession to the Great Plateau. Again, anybody who wishes to come is welcome, and thank you all for coming. She steps aside, very clearly, overwhelmed with emotion, and, the crowd begins to disperse a little, as everyone on the stage is sort of guided back a little bit so that people can begin coming up and, leaving things in honor of the deceased queen. And as everyone's stepping aside, the older man, steps forward and looks at all of you. Apprentices, I would like for all of you to come with me and Sonia to the castle. We have much to discuss. You're all led away from the central plaza of Castletown through the massive open gates of the entrance of the castle. And you begin to follow the road, the long winding road that leads up the hill. Hyrule Castle sits upon a massive pillar of stone that itself sits upon a massive hill. The hill-like island sits within the middle of a man-dug trench that forms the Hyrule Moat. In the center of the island is a massive pit that is also, more water. So it's a donut-shaped island, and out the middle of that is a massive stone pillar that mushrooms out on the top with the castle built atop it. You are all led up the winding path, through behind the castle walls, or the fortification walls below the castle, where a number of guards are still walking around going about their job. You all get led up through a training courtyard where soldiers practice their skills with their weapons, and are all led onto a metal elevator. Once everybody is on it, the older man lightly waves his hand, and a light glows beneath all of you, as a massive fan turns on, and the metal platform you're on rises like an elevator, guided on a small metal track, up to a gatehouse above, that serves as the entrance to the actual castle itself. You all pass through the gatehouse, and through the short winding road leading to the castle itself, where you're all brought into the throne room. As you all arrive in there, Sonia, with the, princess, walks over to the throne, sitting down in the larger throne, as the princess sits in the throne next to her. Sonia lets out a long sigh. To describe Sonia a little bit better, like I said, she's a older woman, probably approaching her, her 70s at this point. With long blonde hair that's begun to turn silver, but she's still very beautiful and elegant despite her age. She wears a long, elegant white dress, very plain but very nice silken white dress, with I don't know what the word for it is, but it's basically like a poncho type thing, like another piece of fabric that only covers the front and the back, that has a bright light green color and the crest of the royal family on it. The crest of the royal family is the little triangle that sits here in the center of the table, and underneath it is a stylized bird with outstretched wings. If you just look up Hyrulean Royal Crest, you'll see an image of what I'm describing. And she's currently wearing on her head a small golden circlet with a diamond in it, which served as a crown of the royal family, but not the royal crown of the ruler, because she's yet to be coronated. As she sits down, she looks to all of you and is like, "So you're all the apprentices of the sages? It is good to meet all of you. Your teachers have told me much about each of you." As she begins looking across the group, she first looks to, hold on. So I'm just looking at my notes. The first person she looks to is the Hylian man. If you had to estimate his age, he's somewhere in his 20s, but he has silvery white hair despite this. He wears heavy golden robes, that have a hood that's currently down, and he has a similar, sash-like, poncho thing to her that is purple with a Triforce on the bottom of its sash. She looks to him. "Osafla, apprentice of light." She then looks to the, Zora, Osafla, he stands around, 5'4". She looks to the Zora, who stands around, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes again. She stands at just under 7 foot at 6'11", and she has, silvery green scales that gleam a little bit when the light catches them. And separate from that, she just wears some light ornamental jewelry that is made out of a glowing blue stone and, small gemstones. And she looks to her. "Ruto, Ruto, apprentice of water." She then looks to the, Goron, who stands 8 foot tall, with dark tan, rocky textured skin, and a pattern of actual straight up just rocks on his back as part of his body. And he has a big bushy rock, or hair of it's thick, bristly hair, grown in a big, dense beard. And he's also wearing, big, heavy iron bracelets on his, wrists and, also anklets, and a, full wraparound loincloth. Darunia, apprentice of fire. She then looks to, Amber, apprentice of light, and her companion, Leaf the fairy.
Hello.
Zana, apprentice of lightning.
Wait, would she know Amber as Amber, or would she have been introduced as Ambrosia?
Oh yeah, she would have probably said Ambrosia, apprentice of spirit. Zana, apprentice of lightning. And Dinah, apprentice of wind. There's a reason that all of your masters were not able to be here today. Your letters invited both in order to not let others know of the secret mission they were all on. I will allow my granddaughter, Zelda the Third, to speak. Or no, sorry, not Zelda the Third, Zelda the 12th. Zelda the 12th to speak. And Zelda steps up. She is a young woman, you'd estimate around, 19 years old, with long, flowing blonde hair that's been sort of pulled up into a semi-bun, so, some hair still drapes down. She wears a small golden circlet with no gemstone on it, and a dress similar to her grandmother's, but the sash on hers is a sort of pinkish red color with the crest on it. The crests are gold on both of them. She steps forward. We have yet to deduce how, but the Yiga in the underground, the worshippers of the demon lord Ganon, have somehow learned how to revive the ancient monsters. As I'm sure most of you have already been taught, Long ago, when the calamity occurred 200 years ago, monsters were summoned by the Demon Lord. And it wasn't until the upheaval and the ultimate defeat of the Demon Lord Ganon, 100 years ago, that we were finally able to begin killing these creatures without them being revived by their Dark Lord. It's taken over 100 years, but finally we had begun to exterminate these monsters from our land. But soldiers returning from the crevasses to the underground have realized increasing presence of monsters to such a degree that the only possible way that they could be appearing is that the Yiga have found a way to recreate the dark magic that summons these monsters. The sages have all set off underground to seek out the cause of this and to battle the Yiga and the great beasts that they are summoning. All of them have spoken very highly of you, and have said that your training is far enough along that you are all ready for the quest we have for you. And with that, Zelda is going to pull out a small rolled up scroll. This ancient scroll was found within the Hyrule Library. Much of the language on it is written in an ancient Hyrulean text that very few know how to translate. But with where it was stored and some of the translations that were already done 100 years ago or 200 years ago before the calamity, we believe they point to an ancient lost treasure of Hyrule. A treasure left by the goddesses, known as the Triforce of Wisdom. Using this divine object, we hope to divine answers to the dilemma we find ourselves in now. But we will need to find the Triforce of Wisdom first in order to do it. This is where all of you will come in. Excuse me. This is the quest that all of you will have. To translate this scroll and to figure out where it says the Triforce of Wisdom is and bring it back here so that we may use it. We of course do not expect you to be able to translate the ancient text, but we already know of some people who may be able to. The Zonai Academy, far north of the castle at the northern edge of Hyrule, will likely have a number of specialists who know the language. Alternatively, you could speak to the Sage of Spirits, she says as she motions to Amber. She is currently in Sheikah Village, making preparations to go into the underground. If you would decide to head to her, we can send message ahead for you and tell her to wait for her excursion until all of you arrive. Either one of them will be able to translate the text, either the sage or the members of the academy will be able to translate the text for you. Of course, if you believe you can translate it, you're more than free to, and then set off to wherever the information guides you. The fate of Hyrule may lie in this. Feel free to take your time on making your decision, and get to know each other as well, as I believe this is the first time most of you are meeting each other. Guest rooms have been set aside at the edge of further off in the castle, and one of the guards can guide you there in a moment. And with that, Sonia stands up. We need you all to exercise the utmost discretion. The people of Hyrule do not know that the Yiga have learned how to revive monsters yet, and this knowledge could cause a panic within the people. So, please, keep that, as well as what your mission is, secret. The mission especially, as we do not want the Yiga to catch wind of what we are working on. Oh. Sorry, going off. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because of that. I must now set off with the parade heading to with the not the parade, the procession heading to the Great. Sorry, I must set off with the procession heading to the Great Plateau. But you are free to ask my granddaughter Zelda any questions you need, as she'll be here with you. I will send a guard in as I leave, and they will be able to guide you to where all of you can discuss this further. And Sonia sets off, and a guard comes in and guides all of you, as well as Zelda, out of the throne room and off to the side to a little garden where there's like a gazebo. It's like just a nice sitting area from which you can overlook like much of the kingdom around because of how high up you are. Seeing the entirety of Castletown, across Hyrule Field with the Hyrule Coliseum in the distance. You can see the dormant volcano of Death Mountain, the pierced mountainside of Hebra Peak, the dueling peaks off in another distance, the Gerudo Plateaus. You can just see wide across Hyrule from where you are. And with this, the incredibly long intro, which Jesus Christ was 30 minutes, I apologize for that, is finally done. I have been practicing that fucking intro for days.
God, it's like a Kojima game. You can finally start.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
job.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
Alright, feel free to start talking with each other while I get the next song playing.
She said that that we could try to translate it, and yet she kicked us out of the throne room.
Oh, you have the scroll with you.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Amber, do you think you could let me get a crack at that?
You can try if you want to.
God damn, I
do.
I'm not gonna stop you.
I very much do.
You need me to open it or something for you?
Sorry,
Short stack?
I'm just trying to get music going. Apologies.
If you don't mind. I'm gonna have to hover a little far away from it, otherwise I get a headache.
Shoot. Sorry, my web browser's loading slow because I'm also streaming. I hope this isn't lagging the stream trying to load the new music up. Can one of you do a language roll for Leaf for me? While I am doing this, because Leaf isn't in the tabletop room, or Tristan isn't, I should say. So delete the extra dice, but leave the one in the middle of their dice tray.
I would like to add a triangle.
Give me just a second. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for.
Also, I hope her little teasing is cool, like her calling him short stack.
Oh, I didn't even hear that part, but yeah, that's fine.
God, actually, God, I'm trying to find, like, a good song, and I'm realizing all of the Hyrule Castle themes are incredibly, like, deep and epic music, which makes sense, because it's usually the last location you go to in most of the games. God, my fucking computer is running like shit while I'm streaming.
And, as long as you don't mind that I call your character big, giant, freckle face, I'm sure I'll come up with something more...
Jesus Christ.
I'll come up with something more creative in the future.
Oh, yeah. So real quick, you wanted to spend some points on it. What are you doing?
Which one?
What are you doing with the points? Oh wait, I've changed it so that you don't buy extra dice with the star points. That, if you recall, that was a change a couple updates ago. So you would roll first and then spend your force points.
Okay. But I do get to add my skills to it, don't I?
Yes. Give me just a second.
I'm
God,
very confused. Why you told me to get rid of the other dice?
because you will. So the way this auto roller works. Hang on.
I just rolled it manually and I got a 7, but I don't. I'm very confused.
Well, no. So what you do is you. Whatever this music. God, I cannot get a fucking good song for this.
It's fine.
Okay, this one works.
Oh.
This is the one I was looking for. There's like 8 Hyrule Castle themes, so I was like, which one is the one I'm looking for, damn it? It's the Minish Cap one was the one I'm looking for.
Okay.
There we go, it's now
I
linking
s-
in the background. So... The way that this
Okay.
works, so their intuition is 10, holy shit, so you would hit the plus till this is a 10. And then you click this number, and it's gonna roll the dice and automatically arrange them by number.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
So now you got 2 10s in there, so let's go ahead and boom boom, roll those on the side, the bursts. By the way, this is using my system hard event. Also, hello,
Shit.
Sand the Goat, sorry I didn't address you till now. I've just been fucking doing that whole intro. The rules to my system can be found on my Discord, link down below. This is my tabletop system of action that we were listening to. Also, I'd better fucking loop this soundtrack and try to load a new web page.
Where's that grass?
Alright, real quick, I didn't mention it before the roll, but this is a level 15 skill check.
Jesus.
Because I've given you a free alternative. This is basically a skip the first quest roll. So, like, it's designed to be really hard, because if you succeed, you're skipping the first quest, the first stage of the campaign. You know, you have other people who can translate for you. So your linguist skill is level 1, and you're rolling with advantage because you have the, where is it?
The toolkit.
Scroll of Languages. You know, which is just a collection of reference
Yeah.
material you have for learning old languages. So that means that every 4 and up are successes. So,
Oh.
1,
Cool.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes, because the one in the middle isn't counted.
Oh.
Because that one is just always there and doesn't roll. Successes, -2 is bringing it down to,
Six.
words. 6, yeah. So you have
Well-
1 skill point that you can use to rotate a single die. Oh no, sorry, it's not 4 and up are successes, it's 5 and up. So these 4 are successes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 -2, so you're at 4. With your skill point, you can add that 1 point to any 1 die. I assume you want to turn one of these 4s into a 5, right?
It's not really gonna make a difference, but sure.
From here, do you want to use your force points to modify anything in the roll? You cannot use force points to modify ones.
Okay, then no, because either way, it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah. Like I said, don't feel too bad, because I want it to be... It's possible for the smartest person, you know, because you have the highest possible intuition of 10 and skill training in it. So it was possible, it would just be very difficult to pull off, was the intent of setting the difficulty as high as I did.
Alright, well, the bad news is I can't read it, and now I have a headache. The good news
well-
is... Well, there is no good news.
You are able to identify that this is a very early version of Hylian script. You are able
is
to
very
recognize
old.
small portions of the language, but it's, like, not enough to even begin to actually decipher what it is saying. Like, many of the letters and words even look vaguely familiar to things you have seen, but you still aren't even sure if you'd be translating them correctly with your assumptions. One thing you can tell is it definitely seems like some sort of limerick or riddle written in an old tongue. From what you are able to tell. Also, give me a second, because I am
Oh
realizing people can
My
hear
god.
my Discord going off in the background because it is open on this PC when I thought it was closed on the gaming PC. Yeah, I gotta force shut Discord here. I don't want people to be hearing Discord pings. Alright, back to the there we go. So yes. So yeah, from here, all are free to interact with each other or the 4 entities are in the room or area with you. You guys have some art characters. Let me go ahead and show this on stream. Holy fucking shit, Jade, that is absolutely adorable. Hang on, okay,
It is.
okay, so this is Tristan's character made Hero Forge.
What's the scale? Well, unless you 3D printed it, then it will scale.
I like that you gave the blue skin.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not necessarily out of the question. We barely even fares the Lego series. This is very
Yes, you
cute.
can.
This is very cute.
It is.
I did not know it was pink.
She's based off the Maple Moth Butterfly.
I also love how fucking pissed she looks. Yeah.
It's based off of Maple Moth.
Let me go ahead and hide that now. I'm gonna go ahead and reward some more force points. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2,
Show
3, 4,
Ambrosia.
5. Yeah, I'm waiting until the final step done.
Icky.
There you go, I'll go force points for the awesome artwork.
Which I'm almost done. I just gotta color her in and then she'll be finished.
So yeah,
Get all the hearts. under my thing look like a Star Trek. Never mind. Sorry.
Like a Star Trek engine starts.
The colors.
I do like image of like Amber rolling out the scroll and leaves walking around on top of it with like you're holding a monocle like it's a magnifying glass examining text and then going over to another scroll you have rolled out and walking around and looking at that as a reference image on a little tea table.
So this is Zana.
No, this is Leaf. I have to translate.
Leaf actually like hovers like kind of far away from the scroll.
Okay.
Yeah. yeah.
So yeah, character interaction. Anybody want to talk to each other or NPCs?
Perhaps we should put something on this. It's kind of windy up here.
Not windy.
It's worth noting that none of you have ever seen anybody or anything looks like Zana or Diana.
Oh really?
Yep.
Ah!
Well, you'll see each other on stage right before now.
I was telling you.
Yeah.
Like and sit behind Amber.
Why are you screaming?
Will you relax, you big baby?
Sorry, I had times with bugs.
Squints.
Also squints, but probably for a different reason.
Okay, bud? You look like getting a monster.
I think that's because he has Osaf says the man with the white hair. As he's like looking at the scroll himself, trying to understand it. Without looking up from it. Your species was thought to be myth until about 10 years ago, pointing at Dinah. And her species is a lake of the desert. Like Gibdo. Am I right? Looks up at Zana.
Yes.
That sounds a little
you're-
extreme.
Yes, you're correct.
I heard your master speak of you when he sat in meetings with Raru. Though I don't imagine you being so colorful.
Well, that's what happens if you take a good bath.
I'd seen what Gibdos look like in my research before, and they're much more terrifying. I must say that you are very lovely despite being a monster.
Squints again.
If you thought that was charming, you might want to get that checked.
It's not an inaccurate statement.
It's
The Gibdo
still
were-
rude.
The Gibdo were summoned by the Demon Lord 100 years ago during the events of the upheaval, in a last-ditch effort to overthrow the Gerudo.
Yeah, but
Technically,
a
that
true,
is correct.
true statement don't make it less rude.
Sorry.
I do wonder, if you perished, would you be able to be revived like the other monsters by the Yiga clan?
I don't know, but I'm not perishing.
What a question to ask someone.
That
Yeah.
seems a little harsh. The Zora, who if you recall, her name was Ruto, speaks. What was your name again? The Goron speaks up. Rito? Ruto. I understand the confusion. Rito are the bird clan of the north. Ruto is my name. It's a traditional Zora name that's derived from that according to the text was the name of a sage of old from before the events of the calamity. There were sages before the calamity? Yes, you don't know that? Guess I just haven't done enough reading.
I didn't even know that.
Right.
Well, enough of all this scroll talk and monster talk. We should all get to know each other. If we're gonna be traveling together, it's best that we know who each other are. Name's Darunia. I get my name from one of the ancient kings of the Goron Kingdom. I'm the apprentice of the Sage of Fire. I must say, all you surface folk are quite puny. Except you two, pointing over to Diana and Ruto.
Dinah.
Yeah, sorry, Diana and Ruto. Except for you two. I mean, I always heard that Hylians were small, but... And he goes over to Osaf and, like, pats his head roughly. You're so small, I might accidentally step on you. And them stood next to each other. He's almost twice his height. Because the Osaf again is like God, I feel like I keep changing his height, but he's 5'6", and Darunia is like almost 9 foot tall. He's like 8 foot something.
He's a funny boy.
Yeah, Osop looks a little indignant at that.
Can I roll to translate that?
You want to roll to translate what Zana said?
I like one successful roll tonight.
All right.
It's gonna be nice to travel with someone my own size. I don't think I've ever met a Goron before.
And I've never met a
name's
whatever
Dinah.
you are before.
Well, why don't we change that? The name's Dinah. I'm a Yeti. From the Hebra Mountains.
I think it's Hebra Mountains.
Oh, Gotcha.
Hold on.
From the Hebra Mountains.
Did you really just correct someone from the Hebrew Mountains?
I mean, that was me as a DM correcting them. 6 minus 2. You can use your skill to
Still.
turn that into 5. Okay. You are able to tell what they said. They were speaking the Gerudo language. What was it that Zana muttered under their breath when translated?
Stupid rock man.
I whispered that to Amber. Oh, she got him a real treat.
They said, I've got a Yeti from the Hebra Mountains. Hebra, you say? Huh. You know, I always eyed that place up from a distance. Looks like it has some real tasty rocks in it. He's sitting there running his fingers through his beard.
He eats rocks too.
Well, if you're looking for tasty rocks up there, you got a lot of snow to go through. I'll see if I can find one for you next time I'm back there.
What was it Leaf said?
He eats rocks too.
At what you say, Dinah is like, I'd appreciate that, and heavily smacks you on the back. And then he looks over. Oh, I thought you were a bug. And he leans over to be face level with you. I didn't realize you could talk, little one.
I can do more than just talk.
Yeah, I do eat rocks. Us Gorons live on a diet of sediment, and he sits up straight and smacks his stomach, which, despite his hard rock-like exterior, has quite the jiggle to it when he smacks it.
Deborah, cancel my 2 o'clock.
I'm a real big fan of good old Dodungo rock roast. He starts licking his lips.
Well, I can't imagine you being a little fan of anything. Me, I'm all about rupees. Introduce yourself, Amber. Come on.
You like nudge her forward, I imagine.
Yeah.
Ambrosia wine. My friends call me Amber.
Good.
Oh, also, just to highlight some of the visible gear that all of you have, because all of you are carrying around, like, you know, big bags full of equipment. But, of note outside of that, Zana has a big scimitar on their hip. Like a large scimitar, as well as a heavy crossbow. And for context, what a heavy crossbow is like, those are the crossbows that you would normally mount to the wall of a castle, or out like a tripod in order to aim it, and she's just carrying one on her back. And Amber has an incredibly large green, like sort of greenish colored hammer with a dragon-like aesthetic to its patterning.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Nice.
And I'm trying to think. Osoph is carrying a large staff that has like a twinkling light on the top. The Zora doesn't appear to be carrying any weapon, Rudo, and the Goron also isn't carrying any kind of weapon visibly. Neither is Dinah or Leaf. Like, everyone else just has, like, you know, big bags full of equipment. Leaf, I imagine you're, like, rather than wearing any kind of backpack, you fly around with a little pouch in your hands that you set down when you're not using it. Or does Amber carry all of your equipment for you?
Looks at Amber with twinkling eyes.
I guess I'm a pack mule.
Oh, yay, you're the best. You're the best.
I mean, I feel like you'd be used to carrying Leaf stuff by this point.
Well, yeah, it's like 5 pounds at most.
But yeah, so, Words. What was the last thing that was said before I went to the character descriptions? You can't. I can't imagine you're.
Hi,
a
I'm
little fan of
Ambrosia.
anything.
Friends call me Amber.
Oh yes. It's very nice to meet you, Amber. Osaf gives a little bow. It's very nice to meet you, Amber. I'm quite surprised to see that. Well, there's so few Hylians amongst the sages. I mean, I expected the race shifts from most of the sages. Fire sage has always traditionally been a Goron, and water sage a Zora. But seeing a wind sage that isn't a Rito looks over to you, Dinah. I'm quite curious why he chose someone so large to carry on the traditionally nimble trait of the wind sage. Oh, there is something Dinah would have on their back. Do you want to describe what your device looks like in a collapsed form? Because I imagine it can like expand and collapse. I'll leave it up to you to determine the aesthetic of it.
Ooh.
Okay. I didn't have an idea in mind for what it would look like collapsed. I figured.
I mean, if it's always
I
out
guess
at full scale, you can have it be that way as well. Since you,
I figured it would, like-
invented it, you get to design it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figured it would just kind of like fold in on itself in like a kind of furry cylinder.
Okay, so it just looks like a big fuzzy cylinder on your back, like with
Like
your
what's on
ass.
these.
All right. That'll get a Chekhov's gun has been placed.
You'd be surprised just how the winds can blow.
He gives a little nod. Excuse me. Well, it's real good to meet all of you. It'll be quite interesting traveling with such a big group of such small people. Yes, it'll be interesting traveling so far. I haven't ever left the stretch between here and the Great Plateau myself. Not to say that leaves me not well traveled. As you glance off in the distance, you all see the Great Plateau far in the distance, the procession already beginning to make its way out of the walls of Castletown below. Which you assume it must be like a few days' journey to get to the plateau. So the now queen will probably be gone for quite some time. Zelda clears her throat. Yes, well, with pleasantries out of the way.
Right, there's stuff we need to do. Still.
Yes, but
We
we do
got a
not wish
decision to
to
make.
rush all of you. There will be a lot to do, and with the sages away, there's a good chance that you may have more responsibilities fall on you during your journey, since they acted as peacekeepers throughout the land. The duties of the sages fall to all of you in their absence, but your journey takes the utmost importance. You are all free to take your time here in Castletown gathering supplies, of course. Though I imagine you'll all want to spend the night here with it already beginning to get dark. Rooms have been prepared for each of you that are normally set aside for your masters when they visit the castle. Though I would like for all of you to come to a decision on where you'll be going before you lay down for the night. North to the Zonai Academy. She motions that direction. You can see far in the distance the tall monolithic structure of the Zonai Academy. If you were doing a straight shot, it would probably only be 1-2 days there. But you know from experience, Amber, having come from that direction, that you have to take the long route around the mountains and the river canyon that separates the castle from there, meaning that the journey there will likely be, close to a week. And then she motions in the other direction, or to Sheikah Village to meet with the Sage of Spirits. She motions in that direction where you can see the mountain range that circles the Sheikah Village, looking to be a similar distance away. Either way, you have a roughly week-long journey ahead of you, but it's a question of are you going north or south? Yeah. What is the group feeling?
Well,
I mean, I feel like the Great Big Zonai Academy seems like a no-brainer to me, but I'm not too familiar with this part of Hyrule. So, what do y'all think?
well, it's gonna be the same distance either way. One is a little easier than the other, though.
But
Huh.
we are familiar with that particular side of Hyrule.
We are.
So, Amber, you would know from experience that you guys would have to leave the city going south and then cut west, across a bridge going over one of the many rivers of Hyrule. And from there, it's more or less a straight shot north through what's primarily farm fields, with a bit of a crisp chill to them.
Is it one of those rickety rope bridges?
Let me... Oh, you know, I do not have my map open. Hold on. Should only take me a second to get this open. I gotta look at what map you guys crossed coming, or what kind of bridge you guys crossed going here. While that's loading, when you guys go in the other direction, you can tell pretty much just a straight shot across the field of Hyrule. More or less, either way you're passing through fields with rural villages. But you do know, those of you who know the world well, do know that there's a slight cultural difference of central Hyrule's fields have a lot of travelers that go through them frequently, and a real, words. Like, a lot of travelers move around throughout high central Hyrule field, and there's a lot of dense trade cities in the field, so you're liable to bump into a lot of people and see a lot of, like, you know, travelers as you're going and have places to stop and rest and shop. While the northern region of Hyrule is a less built-up region and is much more smaller rural farm communities. So, like, that's sort of the tonal difference. And the bridge you guys would be crossing would be a very old but very sturdy stone bridge that you and Amber crossed coming here.
I mean, it doesn't make much difference to me. I can fly.
He can fly.
We ain't all lucky like you.
Yeah. It's not like I can sprinkle some dust on you and you think of any happy little...
So, yeah, one vote for the Academy. Zana, Amber, Leaf, what are you all feeling?
That was Leaf, you mean?
Dinah
I'm
voted
Leaf.
Academy. Leaf, Amber, Zana, what are you all feeling?
I'm silly.
Well... Well, really, I'm with you no matter what, Amber, but we do know the lay of the land, for, what was it, Zonai?
The Zonai Academy.
For Zonai Academy.
Ew, it's gonna be a bit of a pain to get there.
And, of course, you know the Sage of Spirit and have met them, so going that way you would get to see your teacher again if you went to the Sheikah village. But you also have spent a lot of time at Zonai Academy, you know that place well and the people there.
Unless you hate it there.
Honestly, I'm fine with whatever anyone else suggests.
Alright.
Well-
Leaf, Zana?
Well,
Hmm.
Dinah did academy, so it'd be better we go to where all the knowledge is at. Yeah?
Yes, I think we are all in agreement.
If you all think the Academy is the right route, I'll go along with that. Well, I would like to meet the Sage of Spirits. I suppose majority rule takes precedent.
It would be nice to see my teacher again, but
I'd hate to argue with the group ruling, so Zonai Academy it is. I'll have to get a scarf from the market before we go. He gives a little smirk. And so, with that, you're all free to interact with each other a little bit more before you all head off to rest for the night.
Zana doesn't
or-
understand why the person needs a scarf. Zana's very confused.
Zelda gives a little nod.
Let's bring a scarf.
I'll send a copy of the I'll send word out to the Sage of Spirits that she can make her journey underground now. All of you, when you're ready, a meal is being prepared for you to have together. In the... Sorry for all the ums and ooms, that's me, not the character. A meal is being made ready for all of you in the dining hall. And Zelda
Emil?
steps off.
Oh yes, good job. I'm excited.
Uh,
Get to eat more food.
any other light interactions all of you want to have? There was also a, I didn't mention it before, but in the gazebo, a little tea set was set up with some tea for people to drink.
I don't see.
Before, so any more interactions y'all want to have before you head off to dinner and then head off to rest?
This tea is not like what my mm, mother makes, so I won't drink it.
When you sip at the tea, it is, you know, it's very similar tea to, like, Earl Grey style tea. It's a black tea. There's sugar sits upstairs as well.
She just eats the sugar.
Zana's just eating sugar cubes. Osaf has mixed himself a little bit of tea and is sipping it, as is, Ruto. Excuse me. The Goron, he sort of, like, he very carefully picks up the teacup and, like, looks up from him. He's like, he looks at the sugar cubes. Anybody have any salt? As a nearby servant goes off and comes back with some salt for him, and he puts the salt, he takes, like, the whole shaker of salt, unscrews it, and pours the whole thing in his cup of tea, and then starts drinking it.
Zana just stares. He stares, like,
I don't, Mr. X.
He looks back at you, raising one of his big bushy eyebrows. What are you looking at? Oh, another note is he's got I can't believe I forgot to mention this in the description. He has a tattooed sleeve. His left arm is all tattooed up with, like, various, like, geometric patterns and symbols. When you sort of, like, look at them a little bit wider, you can tell that they form well, it's mostly, like, triangles and hexagons. They form sort of cubist interpretations of lizards and, like, snakes and other such reptilian creatures.
Your arm is those creatures you hunted.
Ah, that's right, and he gives a big flex. Every single one of these is the creature I was able to single-handedly take down during my training.
Oh, lizard.
I got a-
Nasty.
Couple of donos. He starts pointing
Ew.
at things. Some ropes, both large and small. I don't have the names of other reptilian Zelda monsters off the top of my head, but he's pointing at things like that and calling them out.
Also, I have posted Amber.
Wow.
he consumed your
There's not a... Oh, cute. Looks really nice.
I didn't make my drawing pen for some reason, so you all have great drawings for characters, aka Alana do your characters. Well, my brush was really fat, so I couldn't detail them with, like, Among Us.
Hang on, where's that drawing come up?
Chungus.
We're wrong of everything. Where?
Some-
Oh, you wrote on the bar. Okay, I just realized that. Hold on. Oh my god. Almost.
This is I don't have my pencil pen drawing tool smaller.
You cannot change the size of it. It's based off that they were drawing. So because these cards are scaled up, the drawings are all got lines.
Um,
Don't get lines.
Oh my god, why is the audio lag so bad? Pure chill.
It's Nintendo.
I have to watch this back, and I hope it looks so in the recording. Maybe so hard at first, so it has horrible quality. Alright, but, words.
I don't know, it's like,
I not managed to get a build the blue. It's better when you got Nara.
She's in the room. Actually, none of those are creatures you would have thought.
okay, then I don't see that.
Those are like monsters from the Death Mountain region, and you come from the Grove Desert, which is just about 2 locations as far from each other as they can be in Hyrule. One is in the far northeast, and the other is the very southwest corner of the map.
Well, like, never is. They seem little weird. Not you see it very big.
Actually, no, I'm corrected.
wait.
In the underground, you would have thought, not those creatures, but you would have thought many larger creatures, just different ones. You defeat fossil ropes, which, context, are just snakes.
I was gonna say that Leaf is a bit of a know-all, so I can see him going, well, technically, like when she says all that,
Well, technically, what?
like what you just said, like technically those creatures are located in the area.
I don't
Getting universally takes credit for all the expressions.
Uh,
I don't know about the lizards and know about I eat ropes all the time. Now I don't eat rope as much, because my family feed me, but
you've eaten one of those things? Ugh.
well,
I've always heard you search any strange food.
it's like so you live around for a while.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm confused. Ruba speaks up. What do you mean by surface dwellers? Oh, and then Oslaf, God, I'm not saying his name right. Yeah, I have it down.
Can you create this character?
Yes, they've given him a Zelda, a name from the franchise.
Okay.
The characters have, consistent with lore names. Osfala speaks up. Many Gorons have been taken to live underground ever since the rediscovery of our ancient lost city. That's right. Though I do believe few of our folk do still choose to live up here with all of you. We've taken real kindly to live in down inside the crater of Dead Mountain ever since it's been cool off. Or ever since the top has been cool off. I got some of the hot springs have started to go cold on the surface. Real sad to hear that.
No, say, heat too much.
Excuse me, when the service comes up. Dinner's been prepared for all of you, if you follow me.
Ooh, easy too.
And,
You know, I have those mason jars. I hear if you smash one of those, you get rupees in there.
What are you talking about?
See
What's
your
your
face. That's worth noting that you don't necessarily eat rupees, you absorb their energy, so you do eat normal food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you absorb energy from rupees. What the fucking... Why are the frames dropping on the recording?
Not as powerful.
What is going on? Like,
I confirm that is correct.
I'm not moving anything. I'm trying to close a couple extra programs on my computer super fast I have open on the side.
Oh,
Try
no
the
way.
yes.
Person has
Yeah,
like,
you're right. Closing OBS will help to rerun sooner. Please.
person has like 20,000 wonders or so.
Not mine.
What did you say? I don't understand any of those words in that order.
Oh my god, trying to close rooms. Just like my computer for... Trying to close the program in my computer order.
Oh no.
There, it's fine. It's stabilized.
Not
Has you get nice delicious meals been laid out for all of you, taking into consideration specific dietary restrictions. You know, the Zora has a nice... Dude, fuck off. ADGN. The
Video game nerd?
The ADG just started an automatic fucking bar scan in the middle of streaming.
Oh.
And I saw this frame rate take when that started. Oh god. Okay, you know what? I'm going to close the music. I think that's the main thing causing lags. Firefox?
Where?
So I closed Firefox, but I can still hear the music. Oh, there it goes. I just got the music with a nice opening. I'm really upset that I'm not going to be able to play the wonderful Castle Town theme, though. Yeah, so... Okay. Hopefully it'll get stabilized now. I really hope that stream hasn't been lagged up until this moment. So anyway... hang on. So that there's not just complete silence, I'm just gonna go ahead and spawn in... MP3 player. So, is there any dietary restrictions that your character doesn't have or no?
I think my character is a vegetarian.
Fair enough.
I think my character really needs food.
Yes, you do. You eat berries because you're small and cute. Eat berries.
Why is this so
Well,
unbelievable?
I don't know if I'd say cute.
I feel like Dinah would be a carnivore growing up in the mountains. Like every meal of her needs at least some sort of meat.
There we go. For some reason the MP3 volume was cranked way down. Alright. So you have a very heavily carnivorous diet. Leaf is vegetarian. So what about Zana? Do you have any preferences that they would have been informed of, or Amber?
Oh, wait.
Hello?
Well, I used to just eat meat more so, and the Kurudo helped me expand my palate. I like to eat meat.
So
I also eat sweets.
they would probably have a nice, like, sort of traditional Gerudo meal laid out for you with a lot of various fruits and some dried meats.
Ah, yes.
Zora has some fish. The Goron has a big old, like, when you look at his plate, it's literally just a big rock that is shaped like those cartoon meats that have the bones on either side.
Oh,
They hold
yeah,
the bone in.
yeah.
Like, it's a rock shaped like that. And he goes, "You got rock roast up here." As he picks up and is just taking big bites out of the rock.
The Cookie
Oh.
Monster.
My teeth hurt.
And you know, for Amber,
Oh,
Osfala, for Amber and Osfala, it's just, you know, some, like, think of, like, very traditional fancy person food they would prepare for you guys.
What is that? What are you eating?
I'm trying to think of what they would have given you guys. Probably, like, given, like, Hyrule's common diets we've seen since the King Breath of the Wild, it's probably a meal consisting of, like, rice and cooked meat, with, like, some, like, you know, goat cheese on the side for you to eat with various, toppings for it.
What is that weird white thing on the plate?
Cheese?
Cheese.
You want to try some?
What's cheese made out of?
Milk? Or
It's-
like,
It's better with honey on it, Osfala says.
Like honey?
The Goron, crunching his meat, looks over and Rudo. You're eating fish? Yes. You're a fish. And you're a rock. Shrugs, continues eating.
That's very funny.
honestly, I like my cheese with a little bit of crushed dried peppers on it. Gives it a nice little spice to it.
He says spice. Offers spices from plate.
Oh no, better yet. The Goron, he looks at his little area and he grabs a, like, small shaker jar, well, small for him, and he throws it hard overhead toward you. I'm gonna need an athletics check from Amber, or sorry, athletics, a nimbleness check, as he's overhand throwing a big rock jar at you.
Oh shit.
Catch
I
it.
forgot.
So,
I forgot. I
No.
As a reminder, you hit the plus and minus to get it to the number of your action stat, in this case, nimble. Oh no!
I'm dying. This is how I die.
Can I,
I'm dying.
I don't see yours.
Try to help?
Yeah.
Alright, so Leap is gonna try and intercept. It's gonna be an athletics check for you because of how small you are.
I didn't see her roll, but I was
She
like,
hasn't rolled
can I
yet,
like
but she
cast
has
a
one.
magic thing?
You don't have any magic
I don't
that
have
helps in
any.
this.
Shit.
You can do a
Oh.
level 1 athletics check to get in the way. If you'd like.
That sounds worse.
I'm dying.
Can I,
I'm dying.
can I catch it?
You know, it's in character for me though.
Do you want to get in the way, Leaf?
Have Doodle roll, and only if Doodle fails her roll.
Oh, you mean Amber?
I'm dying.
Because Amber's the one
This is how I thought you died.
into them. Because
I know,
Amber
but
is
Doodle
failing.
said that she wants to try and catch it.
Oh, is Doodle? You're gonna catch it? You said Doodle.
Well, I was right next to her.
All right,
but
give me a
talking-
nimbleness check.
Okay, wait. Nimbleness? Okay.
I'm sorry, Amber. I would, but I'm fucking
It's already at
fragile.
15.
I have a
Your
one.
number is already at 15. You need it at 10.
Okay.
It's a good
I
thing
have a
Zon
one
has
in
incredible athletics. To be clear, this was a level 1 challenge. And Amber failed. And I'm just gonna roll for you just to see if you would have passed.
I have a 1 in athletics.
You would have passed.
Ah,
I pressed
that's bad friends.
You go to fly, but to get in the way, like so. Amber, you flinch and leap. You fly in the way, putting your hands up. But Zon, like rather than making contact, Zon's hand is just there holding it.
Yeah, Lee just goes, ah! Oh!
Gore spice. If you like spicy food, there's nothing spicier than it.
Could you give it to me without the potential concussion and or death involved?
Yes, please.
I mean, sorry. I guess I'm just used to, people who are so squishy. As you, I assume you're gonna put some of it on your rice.
Yeah, just a little bit.
As you do, you see that the flakes are literally glowing red.
Zana looks smelly.
Like the tiniest amount.
Zana
Oh.
helps you. It's up the tiniest.
So
speck
you're
here.
familiar with the California Reaper, right? Or the ghost pepper, like the spiciest peppers in the world.
I thought you were gonna say the California raisin.
Multiply that by 10. This is the spiciest thing you could ever eat. Your meal is now giving you frost resistance for the remainder of the encounter.
So,
Dinah's gonna scoop
getting you a
away
cup of
from
water won't help them.
the spice.
Wait, what? Dinah, you said Dinah's gonna what?
Dinah's gonna scooch away from
The spice.
the end of the table where the spice is.
Yeah, you put a little bit on, you try it, and it's the spiciest thing you've ever had, Amber.
Zana
I push a glass of water close to you.
I'd go for milk. Fella says.
And it kind of eyes the water. And then takes another mouthful of the rice, like, yeah.
Oh, she's a baddie.
Y'all,
You're a loony.
I mean, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, this will kill me.
some good stuff. I'll put rocks on your chest. And he punches himself in the chest.
I already have padding. I don't need more rocks in my padding.
What? He takes a bite of the rock, crunches it. You talk real funny.
You eat loud.
You try and eat rocks quietly.
I push a whole bottle of wine towards you guys. Oh, I don't care who drinks this. Can you just finish it? I need somewhere to sleep tonight.
Oh,
That's a really good one. That's a start point.
Thank you.
What?
Because for those who haven't played Zelda, you can collect
I
fairies
can
as a collect-
explain.
Oh, yeah.
I can explain. So, for reasons such as still a mystery since the beginning of time, Harry's just really enjoys sleeping in bottles.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I can tolerate these, whatever this is.
Have you ever had Hyrulean wine?
No.
Neither have I.
Osa.
I was gonna say Amber reaches
Alright.
for the bottle.
I've decided, fuck it with the reference name, because his name is a character. It's like a name with lore, history and lore. His name is just Olaf now, because I can't pronounce his name. Olaf will pick up the bottle, look, and he's like,
Well, Amber was
sorry.
reaching for the bottle.
you both reach
I
for it
know
at the
that,
same
Eddie.
time, and like chance for a moment.
Dinah also wants to reach for it.
What's happening here?
You and Olaf
You
touch
pulled out
hands,
wine
and
at a fancy dinner.
I love the image of Amber and Olaf's hands lightly touch, and you're like, oh, like the shock of touching hands, and then Dinah's hand, just big furry hand, just goes on top.
I want to be part of things. And then the waiter from Lady in the Tramp starts singing, "This is the night. It's a beautiful night."
Who grabs it? Diane? Do you grab it, Diane or Dinah? Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry, I got it. I'm gonna pop the bottle open up
I wanna
for
know
myself to
that.
drink and put the bottle back in.
Let me pour for you, Olaf says as he picks it up for you, Amber. And he pours both of you in a glass. And then
Alright.
he turns and looks at it. Pre-calamity vintage. This has been aging in the castle cellar for 200 years. As he's turning it, looking at it. We have some wine
That's
sold over in the Great
impressive.
Plateau as well. You know,
Also, I want to say that Amber leans over to Leaf and goes, "If you make a comment about the color my cheeks are turning, you're not gonna be sleeping in a bottle. You're gonna be in a box under my bed."
Okay, well, forget what I was just gonna say.
alright, that's another force point worthy line.
It's such a cute hue, though. I'll just say that.
What?
Oh, the Hyruleans! Wine known for its excellence!
But it is? I don't understand.
So,
Oh, you should try it.
what have all of your
No.
drinks been? He looks at you. Are you sure you don't want to try? I will note, you have had alcohols on it, but you've specifically had Gerudo alcohol, Gerudo spirits, which, the best way I can describe their alcohols is their alcohols are in, like, the tequila range of alcohol.
I guess I'll try a little.
Is it sweet?
It's sweet? That's not normal.
It's a little sweet.
Oh, I like sweet.
He pours you a glass, and then sets it back down.
Also,
It's very alcoholic, and it tastes very sweet. It's good.
but
It ain't bad.
it's very different from what I'm used to drinking. At least this one is a bit smoother. The Garuda spirits is much kick to your throat and stomach. Alcohol drunk though. I don't like it too much.
I've heard great things of the Gerudo's noble pursuit.
Eh?
That's the drink. So there's numerous spirits, but the noble pursuit is like you would have been told one of the most famous drinks. And generally, when a Gerudo comes of the age where they would leave the home for their Vo journey, they would be given a noble pursuit to set them off on their journey as like a celebratory drink.
Ooh.
I've heard great things of the noble pursuit. I've always been curious to try one.
Well, do you need to leave your home and try to find a partner to make family?
I've heard of the Gerudo traditions.
Oh, so you know. Okay, I don't speak no more to you.
Oh, the wine's already working.
What? No,
Nothing.
it's good to you.
He starts turning the bottle in his hand, looking at it.
Sorry,
I'm trying to find a thing in my notes.
can I take off the spice? Just a little bit of the spicy rock, and just keep it for later purposes.
I don't know if the castle folk would be okay with us taking some of their seasoning with us on our journey.
I just want 2 granos. They would notice a grain.
I mean, I'll like to take 2 grains of it with you. Olaf turns the bottle over in his hand. Wildberry. He smiles looking at it. It's like, looking at what it was made using the wine. It's a wildberry vintage. Surprising to see a wine made out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, most of what's back in the Great Plateau was made using just, grapes. He chuckles.
Can I give my character a bit of lore?
What is it?
I want to say she grew up on a farm. Yes.
Yes, in like a community that focused on growing, ranching goats as well as growing pumpkins as their primary crop, amongst other crops. Your home village is famous for their large, hardy pumpkins.
Gourds.
Back on the farm, Mama used to. We were famous for the pumpkins, but Mama had her own little side field where she would grow different berries and make her own wines out of them.
Where did you grow up?
Berries.
I don't remember the name.
Oradon Village.
Ordon Village?
One of the more recent settlements, isn't it? I
believe so.
I think I've been there a few times with Raru. We would frequently go there for ceremonies, and it's not too far from the Great Plateau. And he always liked to check in on the fringe settlements.
You probably ran into my mama at some point. She likes bacon for newcomers.
Sometimes I envy Raru's talents. He's like lightly moving the mine around, aerating it. The powers of the Sage of Light are astounding. With the flick of a wrist, he can erect entire buildings. Anytime the French settlements is hit with a small disaster, we're always on the scene helping people. I still rely entirely on my collection of staffs, as he, motions to the one that's propped up on the like behind his seat.
Oh, can I say that her hammer is kind of compacted?
Yes.
As I can imagine her kind of reaching behind her and patting on it. Well, I have this thing that I found it when I was like 18.
What is it? It looks Zonai in origin.
Oh, and she stands up and steps a bit away from the group, takes it off of her back, and extends it as she like lowers it toward the ground.
When it's compact, it's like a little over a foot long and like maybe like 7 inches across. A big cylinder decorated to look kind of like a dragon face, like a Asian dragon kind of, or more like an Aztec dragon. Actually, it's designed to look like an Aztec dragon a little bit. And she extends it. A long 6-foot like stick comes out of it, or more like maybe like 4 or 5 foot stick comes out of it, and it like swells in size a little bit to become a huge hammer, like the size of a wooden barrel. Like the front of the hammer is probably like 2 feet across, and like it tapers a little bit towards the back, but it's still more than a foot in size in the back. And like out of the top of it, a series of little like green glowing cylinders come out of it, denoting its energy charge. Fascinating. I've studied a little bit of Zonai technology in my time learning, or in all my time being taught by Roru, but I've never seen anything quite like that. I didn't know this when I made warhammers.
Yeah, I found it. It was kind of broken when I found it, so I spent the next 6 months working on it.
Being able to repair a piece of Zonai technology is an impressive feat.
It was a bit of a learning curve, but I got there.
I mean, we're talking about technology that predates Hyrule itself.
Fascinating.
That material, or that hammer, is probably older than the oldest ruins in all of the kingdom. You got it back up to working order.
Yeah, Leaf can tell you. I spent 6 months, day and night, working on it. Had to be reminded to sleep and eat.
He's
and...
stood up looking at the hammer and sort of like, examining it. Those energy cells look small. It doesn't look like the largest charge to be held in it. It's funny. To this day, we're still trying to replicate the efficiency of the Zonai energy chargers. The Sheikah-made ones are sufficient, but nowhere near as impressive.
Got a question. Wasn't there a training ground somewhere?
I think they had a field down below.
It's pretty light. You want to go swing it?
He sort of like blinks his eyes. I've never wielded a hammer before.
It's pretty light. I mean, I can pick it up.
Yeah, you can swing it around for only 5 rupees.
Leaf!
Oh, come on. Well, you had him talk about it. It sounds very valuable.
I'm not letting him have it. I'm letting him swing it.
Well, if we'd let him have it, we'd have to charge him 500 rupees.
If you charge me 500 rupees for it, I'd be stealing from you at that point.
Interesting.
Intact Zonai technology like this, it can go for thousands depending on the rarity, and I've never even read about a piece like this one.
Oh, Amber, I could become a grace fairy with that amount of rupees.
I'm not selling my hammer, Leaf.
Oh, I know.
Zana drew Amber.
Oh, she's so cute.
Oh my
That's adorable.
Oh,
That's gonna be another star point. Or sorry, force gem. And so he'll be like, "Oh, I'll give it a go." And he downs the rest of his wine. Well, if we're going to we're going to be training in combat, it'll count me in. Darunia, he doesn't punch his hand. He just straight up punches his fists together, seemingly as hard as he can, and it straight up sounds like when you take a rock and throw it at another rock. I suppose it'd be good for us all to understand each other's capabilities. Rudo says, and she gets up to follow, because that's what you're all starting to finish your meals.
Is the bottle empty?
No.
Oh, come on, Dinah, did you want some more?
I was gonna say, cut to Dinah chugging the bottle until it's empty.
Yeah.
So Arzana and Dinah and everyone else is heading down to the old training field?
It's
I'll be coming too. Thanks for the invitation.
I mean, I assumed you were because you follow Amber around.
I'll come down and watch, but I don't think I'm able to fight.
Nonsense. A real warrior can fight in any state. I mean, I took down this one as he saw the tattoos after having had an entire keg. I feel like with somebody of your scale, a whole keg isn't very much.
It looks like the artist did too. I mean, very nice.
So you all make your way down to the training area where, it's a little, at this point the sun is like about to set. So there's not really many guards out here training, but a few of them stood in their watching positions. You guys have to take the elevator down, of course.
Am I like one of the last remaining light sources?
Yes. What color is your glow, by the way?
It's like a light blue.
You can
And
change.
it thinks Sting from Lord of the Rings.
You
Wait,
can
what did you say
change,
about changing?
you can change color at will, but like, you know, you have like a default preferred color, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So,
gee, I get.
Zelda fans, I just want to point out one, I love that drawing too. People appreciate games with special abilities.
My God.
If you've ever played
I
Ocarina
can
of
do
Time,
I didn't know I could do that. I was actually going to make a joke about that, but I didn't get a chance.
hey, listen, look.
I gotta write those down soon.
Zana, what am I doing? For the amazing doodle.
Hey,
Probably doodles.
hey. There's only one really funny doodle.
So you all head down to the training area, you know, take the elevator down.
Does that mean I can do like a disco thing and like change colors? Like,
Yes.
okay. But I'm not gonna do that.
Hold off because I'm not saying his real name anymore. He, you know, when you give him the hammer, he does give it a few experimental swings. Quite impressive. And he looks,
Hopefully it was light.
he looks at it for a moment. What happens when you pull this, or when you what happens when you pull this? As he slides his hand up to a little, like, a triggering mechanism that looks kind of like the brakes on a motorcycle. And you recognize what it does and go to stop him before he pulls it. And all of a sudden, there's one of the guard's shields, like, standing over the side. His hand, like, pulls for a moment, the shield goes flying out of his hand and is caught in the mouth of the hammer.
Did you do that?
Yes, you did. Oh, sorry. Interesting. So it can incorporate another weaponry with it and pull things around?
Yeah. For the most part, yeah.
He, you know, pulls the trigger again and it releases the shield, it clattering to the ground. Interesting.
Grab the shield, sir.
So you pick it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amber. I was waiting for you to finish. I was gonna say Amber picks it up and takes it back to the guard.
Both Amber and Zana go for it.
Amber, you have to stop holding people's hand.
I'm not trying to.
You return the shield to the guard. Thanks. Don't tell McCabe I let that happen.
I would have loved to see you try to hold on to it.
You look like you were going to fly into the dragon's mouth.
But yeah, with that, you know, he's like, he hands it back to you. He hands it back to you. Very interesting, although certainly not quite my speed. As he removes the staff from his back, the
I
twinkling
mean, you didn't want to
lights
actually swing it.
No, he did swing it a few times before pulling the trigger.
So are there training dummies set out?
Yes.
As she says you didn't want to swing it, she lifts it over her head and slams it against the ground.
A little shockwave going out. Woo. Like visibly, like an energy ring irradiates off of it in a circle around it when you swing it down.
And she's got this big fucking grin on her face as she does it. You mean you didn't want to swing and it just... That happened, and she's got this big grin on her face.
South.
What was that?
Southern.
I'll, stick with my staff. He chuckles a little. I wouldn't mind giving it a go. Goron.
Promise you won't break it?
I'll try my best not to. As he
Give her a go.
he holds the big two-handed hammer in one hand, and with him it looks almost like a toy hammer as he looks at it. It feels almost too light. It's like I'm holding nothing. How on earth can this have any heft to it? As he goes over to one of the training dummies and winds back and slams the training dummy, and you just see it go flying into the distance.
I can
Game!
be black flash the entire group. Crazy.
Okay, I take that
It's
back.
got some hash to it.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, I made it
I was a
myself.
whole guy.
It's just a training dummy. He hands it back to Amber. I'm still training.
Anyone else?
Oh,
I'm still training to be allowed to hold my master's hammer. You should see Goron Warrior. They're just raw, thick hunks of iron with nice sharpened blades on the side.
Anyone else want to try the big hammer?
Rudo says, looking a little like, you know, flustered looking at it.
No, you don't have to let everybody hold the hammer.
I'm proud of my work.
Touch the hammer.
I imagine you just like walk over and like poke ahead of it. It looks like a big dragon, so I imagine you're a little spooked by it.
can I try?
This my crossbow. Yes, do it. Shoot.
So you give it a few
You
swings.
don't find anything weird about that.
This feels like a good moment to mention the mechanics of weapon training. So being trained in a weapon not only improves your rolls, but every weapon has two traits tied to it that can only be accessed if you're training. Let's look at Zana, for example. So we have the Gerudo Scimitar and crossbows, which have their default abilities, but every weapon also has a unique ability that can be activated under special conditions, and a charge ability that you can spend turn charging and spending stamina in order to activate on your next turn. You can only do these if you have training in the weapon. So anybody can pick up the weapon and get the first card's effects, but to get the secondary effects, you know how to use it. So
Can I show off one of the weapon's special things?
when you slammed it on the ground and the shockwave came out, that was actually me having shown off what the charge effect of the hammer is.
Oh, okay.
So when you swing it, when you charge it, you spend 5 stamina and then slam the ground, and every enemy within a meter of you is damaged by the attack. It also has the normal large hammer trait of spending stamina to do knockback, which is what the Goron did, albeit I exaggerated it for comedic effect.
Well, he's a lot bigger than her.
Yeah, he's like, that part of that was also to communicate how absolutely fucking doped this man is.
Yoked.
And then if I want to carry around a very large hammer, and she shrinks it back down.
Well, can I compress my crossbow?
Ah,
So
so
it's
cool.
okay. I don't think anyone wants to carry my crossbow besides you two. Right. Yes.
I do something similar with staff, actually. Olaf says he like adjusts the staff and he reaches and he plucks the shining light from the tip of it, and you see suddenly it's like a small glowing stone that's made out of a whole bunch of hexagonal cylinders that all like protrude from a central point. And he takes that and he sticks it in his bag, and you see him pull out a topaz gem, like a nicely cut topaz, and he sets that at the tip and it floats at the end of the staff, and he pulls his hand away. You see it turn into a little ball of sparking electricity.
Well, ain't that something?
My master made it. It's an ancient craft of Hyrule to be able to make these staffs. They align with the natural elemental charge of gemstones, allowing me to create various effects with them. I carry with me a rupee and a sapphire for fire and ice effects. Or a ruby and a sapphire, sorry. He sort of like holds a staff.
You wanna know something incredibly funny?
What?
Before I decided to give Amber just the bronze choker, I was gonna add a stone to it, and it was gonna be a topaz.
Why not?
I think you two are destined to get married.
Yeah, he puts the topaz on and holds staff, and like he gives the staff a little swing, and a little like bolts of electricity shoots out and hits the trading dummy nearby.
Oh, well, ain't that something?
I need to be careful with them though, because every cast weakens the gemstone, and eventually it'll shatter from too much use. He reaches and quickly plucks the gem out again, and then puts the original one back in.
Okay.
He hands you the staff.
The topaz.
Oh, he's like, hands it to you. Why?
Just looking at it, and she like turns it over in her hands, like rubs her thumb across it.
And you can sort of feel the latent energy inside of it as you do.
Huh. Well, ain't that something? Real pretty stone.
It's a topaz. I believe mine from Death Mountain. Looks to Darunia. Seems about right. I think most gems in Hyrule come from our mountaintop. Yes, well, an active volcano has a tendency to bring the most valuable stones to the surface, even if it hasn't been active in well over 100 years.
She holds it up next to her face.
You know, like,
Think it matches my eyes?
like you have yellow eyes, don't you?
She has like orange, she has like amber eyes.
Hey,
It certainly
that
does.
didn't name your character.
It certainly does. Although if I had to say anything matches your eyes, you have a 300 rupee stare. He smiles. That's the orange rupee is the 300. Well, actually, the gold rupee is the 300, which is very hard to distinguish. Actually, I realize I should probably make it slightly more distinct to the gold rupee. There we go.
Oh, really?
Alright, he'd probably say 100 rupee stare since you have the orange eyes.
What are you charming? And she gives the topaz back.
He sits in his bag. Zana, are you trying to escalate something?
Yes.
What are you asking them?
You wanna carry my crossbow? Smile.
That's a heavy crossbow. Hang on, and I just want to like, highlight two things. Heavy weapon
I have,
requires
one
athletics of
straight.
5. Yeah, requires athletics of 5 piece of wield. And over here, athletics of 1.
Oh, how can it be? Oh!
You know, everyone in the party is capable of wielding it actually, except you. You're the only character who can't.
Amber's gonna go over and pick it up.
It's very heavy lifting it up.
You feel like you're picking up a big bag of 50-pound rice.
Wait, you okay?
He's not that heavy. Are you complaining?
She's gonna reach down and like scoop the leaf up. This is the second time I've had to save you.
I would have gotten up eventually. This one doesn't count.
You should be lifting with your knees.
Yes, I'll try that next time.
Nothing like quadruple your size. What made you think you could pick it up?
She challenged me,
brains.
Very persuasive.
and if I didn't do it, she'd know that I was a weak little pixie.
Well, you are quite small. I don't think you're weak, but you are quite small.
Aren't you a pixie or fairy? Rudo says.
That's our word.
Immediately looks,
Yes, I am a fairy.
immediately looks nervous, like you're like, immediately like panic looking at having offended you.
But yes, I am a fairy. You can call me a fairy.
What are the words?
Look at your wings and kitties. Looks to the Ruto.
No, Ruto is a Zora.
Looks to the bird person.
There is no bird person.
Okay, then I overtook.
Yeah, I understand the confusion of Ruto, the Zora, sharing the same name as Rito, the species.
Well, I'm dumb anyway.
No, it's good.
This over person, I'm sad.
I had an NPC equivalent for each sage, so if there was nobody who was the Wind Apprentice, that character, there would have been a bird NPC for that.
How big is your arm span, Dinah? How big is
I think reasonably big. I think Dinah's like
How tall is
about
Dinah?
like
Probably like 6 foot infinity.
7.5 feet. I would say.
So you
Like
probably,
not,
you,
like
have,
not quite as tall as Darunia, but definitely tall.
you probably have an arm span of like close to 6 feet.
We can use my hammer to measure.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, and she, like, extends it again and, like, flips it sideways to hold it up against the back of Dinah's shoulders. Hold your arms out.
I'm holding them out.
Is at this moment that I would love to quickly acknowledge, I had planned enough stuff for when you guys leave the castle and go into Castletown to make sure I have a full session, and I think we're gonna have a full session just in the castle itself.
We're having fun interacting with each other.
Yeah.
They've all had a drink.
I feel like you do real good in sumo ring, Brunia says.
So, the staff on my hammer is about 5 feet long, and that's about a foot extra. You got about a 6-foot arm span.
Wow, that's bigger than me.
I'd love to see a fight in sumo ring sometime, how big you are. But no one's gonna believe I'm somebody outside of the mountain who's as big as us.
I'm also small and mighty.
You should see the king, Rudo says.
Yeah, me too.
The king?
The king of the Zora. He's tall. She blushes softly.
Squints. Okay.
With the hour of twilight's at hand, Olaf says, looking into the horizon, we should all head off to our rooms and rest for the night.
I'm not tired.
Oh. Yeah, come on, man. I'm not even tired. And then she crashes onto the floor.
Don't worry, I got her. And Darunia picks you up and is holding you over his head. She's soft.
Hey, no touchy. Respect the lady.
How can you tell? You want to carry her?
Yes.
You think you can?
Yes.
Give me an
I always
athletics check.
I wrestle my mini suit. I don't what do I call it? I don't remember.
He just holds Dinah directly over you and drops her. Give me an athletics check. I forgot how high your athletics was. Holy fuck.
I got the 10.
So use the CV. I've promoted you. You like control or copy with CV to get another die and then roll the extra die. Hey, you've been promoted. I gotta promote sheeps.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, I don't
Roll
have
that
these. I was like, oh no. Let's go.
die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1 is 5. That's before adding Beverly, don't you?
Yes.
So you can turn one of the dice up by 1. So you can either turn a 5 into a 6 or that 9 into a 10.
Let's do 6.
Alright, so that means 6 successes. Yeah, when he lets go of her, you just like put your hands up and you're holding Dinah, no problem. As funny as it was to watch the bug get squashed. You are able to lift the
Yeah, how does it feel?
Impressive.
I wrestle my family all the time. I train hard. You asked earlier what my training is like. It is very tough, but I mean well to make sure I can lift. So yes, I lift.
Maybe
No
you
man
should
touch
to the sumo ring.
Maybe. But for now, a female comrade is down for the count. I must return her to her room. No man touch.
So you all head up the elevator to the next floor. Or,
It's honestly
up past.
rushing out. What's going on?
And your rooms are actually constructed underneath the little garden where you're all resting. Right over there, you can see that like through the hall, there's a series of rooms marked with the symbols of the the 6 sages, with a single final space that goes off towards a tower where you assume the princess would be. Excuse me. Ooh, hand burp creeping up. I think my dinner's hitting the bottom of my belly right now.
Oh.
And so you all see the rooms with the symbols of your matching sages, which I wish I had got a collection of the sage symbols. Look up symbols of the 7 sages or medallion of the 7 sages Zelda, and you'll see the 6 symbols look like. But you all find those matching rooms, and you go in, allowing you to see the room set aside for your specific, teacher. So, Dinah, when you go into the Wind Sage's room, it immediately feels like you've walked into one of the many houses in the Rito village. Lots of like elegantly carved and painted wooden sculptures.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
What? Dog do something silly?
The dog slammed into the ground so hard I thought something fell. But no, it's just me, body slamming the floor.
What a goober.
I love it when Suki interrupts stream.
What the fuck was that, my guy?
Yeah, excuse me.
Did you injure yourself?
The room has feather decorations and carefully carved wooden decor around, as well as a nicely strung bow hung on the wall decoratively, a kite shield sat off to the side. It feels very homely, very Rito Village-esque. And a good way to describe the aesthetic of Rito artwork, for those who know, is it's very similar to Native American, specifically Eastern U.S. Native culture, artistic styling.
Also, I think I've changed.
Oh.
Sweetie is now in my lap.
Oh my god.
Aw.
I love this drawing.
Sophie,
Zana, as you enter your room, it very
don't you fucking bite me.
It feels like you just
Sorry.
walked directly into a Gerudo home. Again, for people who want to immediately picture art styles of the Arabian Peninsula, there's ornate tile decorations and lots of jewels decor hung up, like golden decoration that has jewel inlay. And you also notice a collection of stuffed sand seals, a very familiar sight to you. Not literally stuffed, like teddy bear basically of seals.
You know what, Sweetie, that was quite fucking rude.
The bed is circular and it's just full of those little stuffed animals.
Yes.
I'm
This is
picturing
rearranging.
Zana. Sorry, go ahead.
She already started rearranging.
Making a nest.
Yes.
She has stuffed animals.
You might.
This isn't her room, this is the room of your sage teacher. Meaning the teacher of the lightning sage has a collection of stuffed animals.
It's so
And
cute.
this isn't even their home. This is a place where they stay on occasions when they visit the royal family. There's a private room just for them that they got to store some things in. And Amber, as you enter your room, you immediately sigh as like, yeah, Yeah, this makes sense as being your master's room, as the room is a absolute mess. Strewn about notebooks and paperwork everywhere, half-finished Sheikah devices lying around midway through construction, a very, very, very crudely drawn map of the kingdom, like so crude that you think you would probably get lost trying to navigate with it. The bed is itself covered in piles of books. It is a mess in here.
Yes, waiter, the lady will have the bottle sent up to her room. No, the empty one, of course. No.
So yeah,
And then he looks in the room. Oh, for pity's sake, they couldn't even be bothered to clean it up. At least they got the books right.
so I assume you all lay down for bed.
Well, Amber has to move all of this shit out of the bed first.
And you know she would not at all mind you just overturning the blanket and throwing the books on the ground. She probably wouldn't even notice you did it.
Good grief.
It's no different from their office in the Zonai Academy. So, you know.
Is your bottle to your standard, Your Highness?
Does it arrive in the room?
Yes.
Oh, yes, wild berry.
Yeah, you squeeze through the little hole. And real quick for context, Leaf is 125 millimeters tall. It says here, who's that at? About half a foot?
Yeah.
Good. The reason I have these measurements here will become abundantly clear as the campaign goes for viewers.
I have to squeeze my wings in a little bit, but other than that, I'm pretty scrawny.
Yeah.
Even compared to other fairies, I'm kind of a lightweight.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of the fairies are rather voluptuous in build.
I know some fairies get all the luck. But I just boom right in the bottom. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Leaf, I'll see you in the morning.
Would you like me to leave my light on?
If you want to.
No, I'm asking for your benefit.
It is a new place. And I am a little uneasy. Yes, please, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Have a good night. Wait. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Leaf.
As you're, you all roll over, you go to sleep, and the night rolls on. And eventually the next morning comes, with, everyone starts to wake up slowly, and you all stretch, and it'll skip through the whole, actually, I think we're gonna call the first episode there. So, those who watch it on YouTube, hope you've all been enjoying. I'd like to remind you can find the rules to this system in the Discord link down below, and you support me on Ko-fi. And we'll very soon be posting to the Ko-fi even more supporter-only rules directly related to the Legend of Zelda setting. So if you'd like to write your own version of this, support me there.
Hey,
What's up?
I'm waiting for you to end the recording.
So, all of you watching on YouTube, hope you've all been enjoying. Real quick, Doodle and Sheebs, do either of you have things? 'Cause I think you guys have things to plug.
Oh, if you want to come watch whatever I do, I stream occasionally, once every few years. You can find me at Books and Smiles on YouTube and Twitch.
And where can they support you? Like, where
I-
can they money?
I have my catch up handle in Books Talks in the Games and Such network in Discord,
And Doodle.
which Albert should have a link to somewhere in the description of his Twitch.
Yes. And Doodle, what about you? Plug your things.
Well, I do stream, like, mostly art, but sometimes play video games. Here on Twitch, Doodles are just a handle. And,